everybody, I'm Beebs Kelley. Welcome back to another video. Today's fashion edition is going to focus on Catherine, the Princess of Wales. Now, she chose two very beautiful dresses to wear for her video announcing that she had completed treatment. It's a beautiful video. If you missed my video discussing it, I will link it for you if it's out already. Otherwise, be sure to subscribe because it'll be out soon. The focus of her video was not on fashion or how she looked, but she did look spectacular. This particular blue dress, this sort of shirt dress, was a super cute choice, very casual, very comfortable, definitely looked like something that you would just wear in a normal day. So it was very true to the setting and what was going on, spending time in nature. This is what you would wear. So I honestly don't have a ton to say about it. It looked comfortable. It was a good choice. It was a beautiful pale blue color, which has its own meaning, having that sort of pale blue color, but also she loves blue. It's one of her favorite colors, so that's probably just what she shops for or what she sort of accidentally fills her closet with when she's buying stuff for off-duty days, just for casual moments. It's probably a lot of blue. She seems to be drawn to it. So I don't have a ton to say about this. She looked relaxed, happy, it was practical, it made sense. But this Veronica Beard dress almost looked like it was chosen for the purpose of this video because it fit in so perfectly. It was so beautiful. It accentuated her figure beautifully, but most of all, it was just evoking the vibe that the video had. It was almost a little bit boho. It was very relaxed, it looked very comfortable, very feminine. It was just perfect in every way. I love the dainty details of the pattern. The color scheme is one that she likes. Her hair and makeup looked gorgeous for this, and I couldn't think of a better outfit for this particular purpose. It was also a strategic choice because something that was more form-fitting, or for example jeans and a top, might have accentuated any weight loss that she has experienced, which would be totally normal. So it would have taken the attention away a little bit from the video or from her, what she was saying, what she was trying to communicate, if she was wearing something more figure hugging, something a little bit more tight. It would have definitely drawn attention more so to her body. So I think it was a good choice for that. It being a white or cream colored dress with the pattern on it also gave a sort of light, happy vibe to it. If it had been a darker dress, it wouldn't have fit the tone of the video at all. So I think it was just really, really perfect. She wore her hair down, which we all know is her preferred way to wear her hair and how Prince William prefers her hair. He likes it when she wears her hair down. All very beautiful. Obviously, she looks magnificent. I mean, you wouldn't know just looking at just the imagery from this that she has been through something so challenging. So she obviously started out in a good place in terms of her health. She's always looked after her health really well when this happened. Fortunately, that certainly helped. But also looking at it now, she just looks to be in such good health despite everything she's been through. So that was magnificent as well. Some people have been asking me if I think she's wearing a wig or not. Absolutely not. And I think that this video proved it. You can see like along here the hairline area in some of the images where she was like laying down, like this one. That is a natural hairline. That is very, very natural progression there. No, she's not wearing a wig. Now, her hair might have thinned out a little bit. Even like if you're super anemic or have been through pregnancy, your hair will thin out some and kind of needs a couple of years to sort of refill back out. So her hair might have thinned out a little bit, or sometimes things like losing curl or gaining a little bit more of a curl wave can happen when things like that go on, or your hair can come back a little bit drier or a little bit lighter or ashier or warmer in tone. All sorts of crazy things can happen when you've been through something intense health-wise. So we might see some degree of a change to her hair, but obviously she didn't lose it, so that's really, really great. Congratulations. We're also happy to hear that she's doing better and feeling better and looking better, so it'll be so exciting to see her back in the spotlight a little bit more often, making some more appearances. I know everybody has missed her and missed her spectacular fashions, of course. There's nothing wrong with appreciating beautiful outfits. So today today we are going to take a look at some of my personal favorite fashion moments from Catherine the Princess of Wales. Nothing over the top or fancy here. We're just looking at some of our favorites, some of our best. But first, I wanted to take a moment to discuss this really common question about style that I've been asked a lot and that a lot of you ask. Because fashion icons or people we look to for fashion inspiration that we really like the way they dress oftentimes don't have very many style concerns, it can be really hard to look at pictures that you really like and outfits that you think are really successful and be like, how do I get a similar finish or a similar outfit or look similar in some way? How do I get that? How do I make my wardrobe or my outfits look just as good when I don't have anywhere near the same body type, right? There's no question she has a lot of photogenic features in her face, but also her body, as we've discussed previously. Your body has photogenic features too. But for most people, we have at least one major style concern that we just really want to camouflage. We have something that we are like, I just wish if it weren't for this one thing, this outfit would be amazing. Or if I could just hide this one thing in every single outfit, I would feel so much more confident. That is our sort of primary style concern, but also sometimes it can just be from a place of insecurity that like you shouldn't feel that worried about it. But you know, we all have a style concern like that where we're just like, that's the area that I'm like, I'm not going to show that no matter what. And when we have an outfit that sort of camouflages that style concern, we feel a lot more comfortable and confident in our outfit. But our style and our shopping for clothes, our wardrobe can end up becoming sort of fixated on avoiding that feature or finding ways to hide whatever it is that we're self-conscious about. And then we end up in this sort of weird dynamic where it's like a kid trying not to hit the tree, but then they're staring at the tree and they end up crashing into the tree. It's almost like that because we're trying so hard to camouflage this one major style concern that's really hard on our self-confidence and our self-image. And then we end up looking worse because we're trying so hard to hide that one thing that we kind of lose sight of the bigger picture of how we're looking, if that makes sense. And that can make shopping or building your wardrobe or styling yourself a huge challenge. I think sometimes we're a little bit reluctant or almost afraid to discuss directly what we're working with our bodies because it feels like we're being negative, or on the other hand, like we're giving ourselves too much credit, and we tie it directly to our confidence. But it can be really hard to narrow down how to make improvements to your wardrobe or your style without acknowledging exactly what you're working with, what your style concerns are, and your biggest insecurity is, because that's ultimately what will drive you to say an outfit is not comfortable or you don't feel confident in it versus, yes, I feel confident in this outfit and comfortable in it. That primary style concern or the main thing that you feel self-conscious about oftentimes is the thing that kind of tilts the scales for us. For me personally, my experience in pageants really did help me to overcome this when it comes to my own style and wardrobe because of two reasons. Firstly, because part of being in pageants is being critiqued. You have to be comfortable with feedback and criticism, because if you're not, then you'll never be able to win. Because if you're ignoring the fact that this outfit just looks bad or you don't look put together or polished, then you're going to get bad scores over somebody who is paying attention to it. So you have to be willing to hear criticisms and take that critique and learn from it and build upon it. But also because the girls who help out at seminars, they're on your side and they're trying to help you get as good of a finish as you can get. Because ultimately when it comes to pageants, for scores for appearance and presentation in terms of your outfits and how you present yourself and how you look, granted, you do need to work on confidence, and modeling the clothes can be a little bit awkward and hard, and some people really just don't feel comfortable doing that with confidence. I've been there, I totally get it. But ultimately, your presentation is one of those things you can really control. You can make sure that your clothes are pressed and fit perfectly and tailored, and that you wear the right undergarments, and you can get a really, really high score on your presentation and the finish of your clothing and whatnot and how you look. That's within your control. So it's one of those things that pageant girls really help each other out on, because they know ultimately the personality and the answers that you give and the other ways that you sort of perform in terms of the competition will be what really makes the difference in the end. So there's no reason to gatekeep anything amongst the pageant ladies. They're all so helpful and so on your side when it comes to helping you with your wardrobe and trying to make things look nice. Now, maybe not on the actual competition day, but when you're prepping and you're going to seminars, that made a huge difference for me in terms of discussing these things and asking questions and asking for help and input and being comfortable accepting critique about outfits and hair. I mean, you guys tell me all the time if my hair is messy, which is a lot, or my outfit doesn't look great, and it's good feedback. It helps out. Being on the camera is so much more different than being in real life, and even on stage, it's all very, very different, and that feedback is important. Never offended so long as you're nice about it. So I truly believe in taking that same sort of vibe into styling and dressing yourself and working on your wardrobe. The same sort of a vibe needs to be there. You need to look at your outfits through a critical vibe, not a mean one. Just look at it and be like, if I saw someone wearing this, what would I say? Does it look like it's too tight in some places or ill-fitting in others or too big in others? How does it really, really look? And then compare that with whatever it is that you really feel self-conscious about, and then look for ways to kind of marry those two approaches to find something that really works well. Like, let's start with an example. Let's say you're really self-conscious about your upper arms. A lot of women tell me that. I don't feel super confident about my upper arms either. So if that's your primary style concern, it's an area where you really don't feel comfortable showing off. You're somebody who doesn't like wearing sleeveless stuff, who avoids wearing sleeveless stuff on purpose, who will actively not buy a shirt or dress even though you love it and it fits you in every single way. You won't buy it just because it shows your upper arms. That's the sort of style concern I'm talking about that will kind of end up dominating your wardrobe a little bit too much. One step towards fixing this is just being okay with it. Telling yourself, looking yourself in the mirror even, and saying, look, this is what my arms look like right now. I don't have to love it, but I do need to dress it well. So I'm not going to let my upper arms be in charge of my entire outfit. Most people aren't going to notice them anyway. It's not saying these are my upper arms for life, they're never changing, and I just need to find a way to hide them forever. It's not saying that. It's just saying that in this particular moment, they are the area that I feel least confident about, and I can find ways to dress that area strategically and still look fabulous without it controlling my whole wardrobe, where I'm wearing things that are too hot in summertime, or I'm skipping out on dresses I really love just because of these arms. Like, that's silly. So trying to get yourself to a place where you're a little bit more comfortable and accepting of it, and a little bit more realistic on the fact that people aren't going to be staring at your upper arms like, oh my gosh, that's not actually happening most of the time in real life. But that can help you to feel more comfortable going out and shopping, and sometimes going ahead and buying something or wearing something that's sleeveless anyway. But also it can help you to sort of set that aside and get it out of your mind so you can focus on other things and make sure that the outfit as a whole looks really nice. So while your approach should shift to not avoiding things just because of your upper arms, it's still okay to shop with that style concern in mind. For example, you can seek out things that have longer sleeves or elbow length sleeves, or t-shirt tops instead of sleeveless tops. You can also look for things that have, say, sheer sleeves or a puff sleeve or flutter sleeve or butterfly sleeve. Something that has a little bit more fabric and flow to it that will sort of camouflage without having to just be more sleeve, for example. You can also try sheer or open knit cardigans over the top of sleeveless, and you can go for sleeveless tops, but ones that have a focal point somewhere else, something really eye-catching. Whether that's through accessories, like wearing a really nice eye-catching necklace to really draw the eye in here instead of out to your arms, and, good earrings and whatnot, and make sure your hair's up so the earrings and necklace can really be the focal point. Then people won't even notice your arms because they're looking at your beautiful, flashy jewelry. Or you can seek out sleeveless tops or dresses that have beading or color blocking or pattern changes throughout here. V-necks to draw the eye here rather than here. you're drawn to your cleavage instead, girl, do something like that. Something with buttons, maybe some collars, things that will minimize the eye being drawn to the arms, instead giving some degree of interest to the center of the chest area instead. All of those approaches can help you to manage that style concern and still feel comfortable without having to avoid sleeveless stuff like the plague. And that is what I mean by we get tunnel vision, that I just can't wear anything sleeveless because I hate my upper arms, for example. That's not right. You can wear sleeveless stuff. You just need to find something that will draw the eye away from the arms, or find other sorts of tops or solutions that can make it work for you. It will be a lot more easy finding pieces that work well for you that still address your style concern without it completely controlling your wardrobe. It can be just as helpful to identify your best asset, whatever it is that you're most comfortable showing off, and then design outfits that keep the focus oriented there instead of other places. Then once again, it's the same thing as drawing the eye to a snazzy neckline. The eye will be drawn to whatever asset it is you're highlighting. Maybe it's a well-defined waist, or you think your legs are great and you're comfortable showing them off. Wearing things that draw the eye there, people won't even pay attention to your arms, for example. More complex style elements like your balance and balancing out your proportions and what sort of body shape you have overall, that can be a lot more complicated and challenging. And I feel like that is less dominant in terms of affecting what people shop for than whatever our biggest insecurity is. I think our biggest insecurity can easily become this monster that controls all of our outfits, and so that can be a really helpful place to start in shifting your perspective on whatever that insecurity is to where it's no longer affecting your whole entire wardrobe and sort of controlling the whole thing and making it blah, or resulting in less than flattering outfits overall just because you were trying to avoid showing whatever that insecurity is. So I think that that can be an easier starting point in terms of style and can be a little bit more strategic and easier for us to do on our own because we know exactly what that insecurity is. So kind of narrowing down what that is and addressing it strategically can be the best place to start, in my experience. Now let's take a closer look at some of Catherine, the Princess of Wales's absolute best outfits of all time. Last year, she wore this gorgeous bright red Alexander McQueen dress and a Philip Treacy hat. This was amazing. This was so stunning. It's a gorgeous color on her. She looks magnificent. And I mean, of course, it's a go-to silhouette for her. This sort of fit and flare always accentuates her figure nicely, but it was striking. It was so bold and beautiful. I loved it. The year before, she wore this polka dot dress by Alessandra Rich. And this is that beautiful crepe de chine fabric with an asymmetrical hem that had brown accents, brown dots rather than black. So it was a really, really nice way to brighten up and warm up a traditional monochrome polka dot look. I loved it. I love her in dots. This is a great silhouette for her. She looked lovely. It was beautiful. And here she's wearing Princess Diana's pearl and diamond drop earrings with it and a fabulous, fabulous hat. In 2019, she wore a fan favorite, very Mary Poppins-esque, ethereal, beautiful dress here. This is a light blue Elie Saab dress that has a lot more sheerness to it in the original design. So he adjusted this for her. So it's a bespoke piece, but there is a version of it available in this resort collection of his. And this is the dress that she has worn to at least one, if not two, garden parties. In years past at garden parties, we have seen some of Catherine, the Princess of Wales's best fashion moments, like this mint green dress that is just so pretty. All these pretty details like the cuffs and the puff sleeves, the slight ruffle to the trim, the beautiful flower, her hair down, the dangly earrings, the flowy and swishy fabric of the skirt. These details really tie in such a beautiful feminine style aesthetic that just looks beautiful on her. It's gorgeous. It's just plain pretty, and it's perfect for spring. This was gorgeous. Another favorite is from 2019, Catherine's bespoke pink Alexander McQueen coat dress with a pleated skirt and matching hat are absolutely stunning. This pink is perfectly bright for springtime. It's fitted to her magnificently. I absolutely love this one. And the pockets and the panels across falling along her hips help to balance her figure really nicely. This is just one of the most beautiful, fresh, bright looks. The Wales family looked so nice together. They coordinated really, really well as a whole. We have both Prince George and Prince Louis in matching suits, which was just perfection. I absolutely love it when siblings match like this. I do it with my boys all the time, and so I just love this. This is perfect. And I really like the blue ties and gold buttons that they had on their suits, the princes, because it matched Prince William's uniform really, really nicely with all the gold detailing that he has. So it was really coordinated nicely there. And then, of course, Charlotte and Catherine were coordinated nicely as well, both with sort of nautical, sailor, navy inspired looks here. And theirs were inverse, meaning Charlotte's was primarily dark, navy, and Catherine's was primarily white. So it looked really nice, it flowed really nice, and it complemented everybody else on the balcony as well, because like last year she did the really bright green for the Irish Guards. This year she chose something white, predominantly white, and everybody else was in slightly more neutral, so to speak, sorts of colors that made it easy for the balcony to have a nice flow when it came to pictures all together. Not that that was necessarily planned out ahead of time, it just looked really nicely all put together. I really like that she chose white with the navy accents. A lot of publications are claiming it's black. Some are saying it's navy. It looks navy on my monitor here on my screens, but it doesn't matter if it was black or navy. It is a striking look. It really brightened up her face, and the design of the dress didn't draw any extra attention to any possible weight loss that she may have had in the way that darker colors might have. So I think that the lighter color choice was perhaps a bit strategic if that came into consideration. She looked really radiant. I truly love this bow accent on the shoulder. It's whimsical, it's fun, it's pretty. And this is a Jenny Packham dress that appears to be the same one that she wore for a coronation weekend event last year. It was for a luncheon and walkabout that she wore it. But once again, she had a truly thoughtful fashionista moment here by upcycling or re-wearing an outfit so close together. It used to be that oftentimes when we saw somebody in the public eye or a royal re-wear something, it was usually years apart, at least a year or two. This is just about 1 year apart, and I like how she has been updating the pieces rather than just wearing the exact same thing over and over. She's making little changes, and this is something she has been doing the last few years really, really well. In this case, she added the bow embellishment and swapped out the belt that was previously just a plain solid black belt to this one that has the stripes that echoes the bow. Then of course she had different accessories, a brand new hat and white heels, different bag. It made the outfit look completely fresh, and it was really nice. It was really polished. It was also a smart option because naturally people are going to be paying a lot closer attention to her appearance since they haven't seen her in a long while. So a rewear sort of softens that exercise just a tad. A lot of people saw Audrey Hepburn in My Fair Lady when they saw Catherine the Princess of Wales in this dress, and I could see that the bow in particular, because it is also a striped bow and placed on the right shoulder, it looks like that could maybe have been an inspiration for upcycling this dress, coming up with an idea to sort of make this dress feel fresh for the occasion. But it's definitely not like a direct reference, I don't think. In my opinion, the dresses aren't similar enough, the styles aren't similar enough for it to be like some sort of direct reference, but it perhaps may have inspired her or the seamstress who was helping her upcycle this dress. Who knows? Either way, it was absolutely beautiful. I really, really like the hat. The jaunty angle is perfect. It's got the white around the brim and the white from her dress really helping to brighten up her face. And in contrast to the darker navy or black accents, it just was really striking. But this white Alexander McQueen coat dress that she wore for the Queen's Platinum Jubilee Trooping the Color in 2022 was an absolute classic. It's so gorgeous, perfect silhouette. It's one of her go-to silhouettes as always, but this one is just so well balanced. It's one of the best she has ever worn. Queen for her first trooping in 2011 with this beautiful double-breasted coat with a big dramatic pleated and tiered skirt. This one's silhouette was one of her most dramatic because it had a lot more volume to it than most styles she tends to gravitate towards, but it balances her figure really nicely, and overall it was a really fun, almost whimsical style. Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that that can be helpful to anybody who is looking to boost their confidence through their style. Thank you so much again. I hope you have a happy day ahead, and I will see you next time. Bye!